Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Momo and I am here to show you some nails that I did. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Today's nails, as you will have seen in the preview, are a little bit of an ombre bling, maybe a French bling. You could probably call it a couple of different things. And it's definitely kind of Korean inspired, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So what I'm doing right now is doing 2 coats of this Myth Millo polish. I really like Myth Millo and I'd love to try more of their stuff. They are a Korean brand. You can find them at Zillabue, probably some other places as well, but Zillabue is the one that I can think of. And they're actually HEMA free, which is awesome. And I've only tried really one set of their polishes, but I really like the consistency. And I don't know, this is just a really nice nude. It has a very subtle shimmer in it, which I love. And you can see when it layers, it's still pretty translucent. It's not too much, but yeah, beautiful. And the shade is really nice too. So here's 2 coats of that. This will be the perfect background for a bit of a French. And now I'm taking Light Elegance glitter gel. This is one that I've showed before. It's just a really nice, very sparkly green glitter gel. And Light Elegance too is HEMA free. So this is accidentally a mostly HEMA free nail look. Anyway, so I am putting some glitter on basically like the bottom half of the nail, I would say. And then I'm going to be blending it up to about the, like 2/3 covering the nail, basically. But yes, for now, I'm just using this extremely sad looking brush to pack on just a light amount of glitter. Nothing too wild because we're going to do another coat in a second here. And I'm taking the same, not the exact same sponge, but the same type of sponge that I used in my last video that I used for creating an airbrush effect. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it here. And I'm creating an ombre. And for this ombre, I would say I'm kind of almost more dragging at points, like kind of dragging the glitter around as much as I'm patting it. And I would say that glitter ombres are a very nice entry into nail art. I think they were one of the first kind of designs that I did on myself. I think they're really, really pretty and they're really not too difficult to do. So if you're looking for kind of intro designs, I think creating a glitter ombre would be a really nice place to start. So I'm fully curing that first layer, and then I'm going in with a little bit more of the gel, the glitter gel, and filling in the sparse areas, basically I would say at the bottom third of the nail. These are just rough guidelines, by the way. You can certainly do like whatever level of ombre you want. But yeah, I'm just sort of patting it into sparse areas and using, again, that same brush. And then I'll do just like, honestly, the tiniest amount of sponge ombreing in just a second here. But it really doesn't require much because you've gotten that fade down in the first step. This is mostly about building up opacity on the bottom, kind of going in and touching up certain areas. But yes, the look that I'm doing today is, although it wasn't inspired by anyone in particular, it's definitely kind of inspired by a style of nail art that I think is pretty Korean in nature. I'll pop some pictures here of sort of inspirations. Basically, I think what's interesting about this is the layering of different types of really shiny material, from glitter to these iridescent flakes we're about to do. And then rhinestones. It creates just like a super shiny and kind of dimensional French ombre type of situation. And yeah, I feel like I've seen it a lot with Korean nail artists. I'll link whoever I referenced below. I watch a lot of Korean nail tube. Is that what we call it? And yeah, I just find some of the designs just absolutely gorgeous. I feel like I like the sensibilities of a lot of Korean nail art. So I'm taking these iridescent flakes and I'm just kind of patting them into place. You'll see that I put some clear gel down onto that palette and mixed in flakes. And basically the idea was to get each flake coated on both sides. Not so much to create like a polish that you're going to brush on, but more to really coat these pieces of, I've heard them called mylar flakes, or just whatever type of iridescent flake you're using, just to coat it on both sides. And that helps you to be able to stick it down to the nail. But you'll see that it's actually kind of difficult to do. It's hard to get them in the right place. Like it gets, the flakes get stuck to the brush and you're trying to sweep them off onto the nail. And then it's also hard sometimes to get them flush to the nail, but I will show you in a second my trick for that. It's not really my trick, but it's a good trick for it. But yes, you'll see me, I'm mostly just arranging the flakes. And I'm speeding the rest of this up because it's much the same. But yeah, I think layering these different types of glitters or shimmery situations, elements, I guess, really helps to make like just a very multifaceted, multi-dimensional, very shiny nail. And I'm not really that confident with rhinestones or bling. So I think having a background of like shininess almost helps to like camouflage the stones in a way that, I don't know, it just felt a little less intimidating. So here's the ridiculous looking trick. I'm using a jelly stamper, and I basically just placed it on the pin curing light, the little flash curing light that I have. It's like a little flashlight with an LED in it. And I'm just pushing the nail down into the silicone of the jelly stamper. And that is pushing the iridescent flakes down flush to the nail while curing at the same time, curing that gel that they're coated in. And honestly, this does a great job of pushing these down into place. It's not perfect, and I will say you need to be careful not to put a ton of gel on your nails when doing this technique because, of course, pushing down on them with the silicone stamper will, cause the gel to get into the sidewalls and squish all over the place. But yeah, when done correctly, this is a really nice trick for not having to like really encapsulate flakes in as many layers of gel to get a smooth nail. So I'm going in and fully curing that, and then you'll see that I am just shaping up the edges because when pushing down the gel, I did get like little flakes that were sticking out on either side. Just kind of going ahead and cleaning these up, and you don't want to actually file on top of the flakes because that will mess with the shininess. Like you can buff up the actual shiny flakes and then that doesn't look great. So just kind of doing the sides there. And now we're on to the bling. You can see that I've already had a casualty. I managed to break this bling picker-upper on the thumbnail, which I chose to edit out because it was just sort of a mess to watch. But I've put down some McCart rhinestone glue, I think is what it's called. It's a glue that needs to be cured. Of course, it's not like some nail glues for rhinestones are like super glue basically, and others are more like a nail gel. This one's more like a nail gel. But yes, I'm just taking these beautiful like emerald green rhinestones. These are like one of the very few rhinestones I have. I really don't have much bling. But yes, I'm just creating kind of, I don't know, a random but cohesive nail design or rhinestone design on here, pushing the stones around until I feel like I'm getting somewhere. I would say, I mean, I don't have much experience with this, so, there are better people to learn from when it comes to bling placement. But one big takeaway that I got from this is to, at least if you're going for this same look that I am, keep the rhinestones kind of in the center of the nail, and don't try and have them like sitting on the sides of the nails basically, because they'll get really bulky really quickly. And yeah, that would be one tip. You'll see that I've switched to a different wax pen. And we're going straight to the pointer, not the pointer actually, but the ring finger. And I'm playing around with different designs on here. The cool thing about this rhinestone glue is that it doesn't run much, so you have a good amount of time playing with how you want your bling placed before needing to cure it into place. So yeah, I think this is great, and I will say it's been a little over 2 weeks since I did these nails, and they're holding on strong. I haven't lost any of the stones, which is good, and nothing was really snagging. I have a lot of hair, but yeah, everything was pretty encased. So sorry, by the way, if you can hear construction. I've been trying to film this voiceover. I thought that they were gone, but they are renovating the apartment above me, and I can't seem to get a break with the noise. Anyway, so one other thing that I would say is you want to make sure in this process, you'll see that occasionally I'm wiping off the top of the wax pen, and that's because I would occasionally get a little bit of gel in the pen, and you want to make sure that you're not getting gel on top of the rhinestones, because if you do and you cure that into place, there's a good chance that you'll lose some of the shine because the rhinestones are multifaceted. You know, you don't want anything on top of them that will mess with the reflection that they give. So there we go, full cure. And now I'm taking some more of that top gel and putting it on a palette, and then I'm taking the brush that comes with the gel and painting the top gel into the larger parts of the nail. And then you'll see in a second here that I'm going to use a striper brush to kind of get in between. And the idea is you want to really encase the sides of these, especially anything pointy, in top gel. But again, making sure that you don't paint right over the stones, because the way their shine works is through all the facets that they have. So you don't want to put top gel over them. I made that mistake like the first time I ever used rhinestones. Anyway, here they are after they're all done. I think they're beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this video. Would you wear a set like this? I'm always really curious to know. I really enjoyed them, and yeah, I appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I hope to see you again in the future, and have a great day. Bye.